sounds, I bet it sounds fucking terrible since the last time I've had a microphone. On literally anything. That's not the worst. That's actually not the worst. That could be so much worse. That could be significantly worse. Literally, like, yeah, it's fine. Get that lovely, lovely echo. I can't turn down the volume on this fast enough to register it. I don't need the mute, I just need the UI. What's weird too is that the PlayStation UI doesn't let you see your chat overlay from within the actual UI. It's really weird. Oh well. Oh, that's what I was gonna do, that's right. I haven't checked this yet. Check out the support desk. I doubt there's anything I need to actually add. I don't think so. Okay, so what we got here today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, is the Akuma Street Fighter 6 collab that Capcom had decided to put in Monster Hunter Wilds. And I have decided to go with a bit, probably I would say more of a comfort set on the Rarity 6 Akuma gear that you can unlock through the event. I've also taken to learning the typically only ever play like Insect Glaive and Hammer. I was an Insect Glaive main in World. I had swapped to Greatsword after playing a lot of World, especially before Iceborne had become prevalent or even really existed. And then from transitioning from World to Wilds, I actually played pretty much everything but the Glaive, oddly enough. I still haven't really played a whole lot of it. I don't think it's from like a lack of interest in the weapon specifically. I feel like it's more so just because everything else is really fun and cool and good to use too. So like, the Insect Glaive wasn't really top priority, especially with a relatively different system. There's no point in needing to like learn it when there's all these other weapons, at least. But anyways, I decided to go with a bit more of a comfort build. This is the Rarity 6, by the way. This isn't a modified, like, layered Akuma set. This is the Akuma set. Well, sorry, let me rephrase. This isn't just the layered Akuma set. This is the Akuma set. And obviously, I went with double hunting horns. I went with Zoshia and Mitsuzune. I can explain that in a bit. I rock Hornmeister level 2 on both with 3 levels of Slugger and a single critical boost because, well, the obvious reasons of trying to pump up your crit past like level 2 without going straight to like 5 doesn't really feel like a great play, honestly, to me, especially when you can run different things aside from just damage on these kinds of builds, especially when people are just trying to learn combos and stuff like that. There's not much point in trying to ult in on a super offensive setup, because if you get hit one too many times, you're just gonna die anyways. I mean, granted, that's genuinely how Akuma is in Street Fighter, so like, good on the devs. They fucking hit the nail on the head. Like, the board, the nail went straight in the board on this one. They straight up made us an Akuma build that fucking like a collab character with builds that are like very much so centralized around like the premise of the character. And of course, my brain needs to find ways to tried to circumvent all the weaknesses and accentuate the strengths as best as possible. So I went with Slugger. Hornmeister level 2, crit boost on both. White Flame Torrent doesn't do anything. Obviously, since it's going to be the fists mostly doing the work and not really the weapons themselves. I run level 4 Flare. Now hear me out. A lot of people will probably be like, why are you running Flare? Why not like, what, Agitator, Weakness Exploit, etc, etc, etc. I run Flare because A, you're not going to be spamming your wound button as much anyways, since you're going to be using it for 2 things with the character if you're committed to actually using the moveset. And that's, God, why can't I remember the name of the word? Offsets was one of them, and wound break. So it's not just about having the wounds, it's about making sure you're managing the ability to offset if need be with the character. You also get more additional non-elemental damage. Now that's like the important part, because like a lot of these builds have to be based around raw neutral damage. Elemental types don't matter. Status types don't matter unless you run the actual set, and then Slugger would matter. And then my inference is if Slugger works, then that means that KO's working, the Stamina Thief is more than likely going to apply it too. So that's one of my bigger reasonings behind running the Hunting Horn over the Hammer, unless I run a Hammer specifically with like Stamina Thief. Cause like I said, Slugger, if something has Slugger on it, then more than likely something's proccing KO on it too. Those two changed. So, let's see here. Heroics level 3, it's on the build, it's on the set. You kind of have to have it. I don't care for 5 because if you're gonna be playing at less than 35% health with a rarity 6 set, I'd say don't. I feel like there's probably other options that are better than running full heroics. Don't get me wrong, a 30% attack boost definitely is in the stars and cards for some of the more prolific players out there, but like you're looking at a really heavy split of people that aren't going to be able to get a lot of benefit out of that attack boost, and it negs other defense effects at that stage. So it's like, not really your personal opinion. Get the plus 100 just in case you get hit really hard, and maybe shoot for level 4. I don't recommend level 4 because that 5% increase doesn't really do much for you. From 5 to 10, it doesn't do much for you, especially if you're not running, certain boost skills. So I like the level 3, it's fine on the set. Maximum Might, I like running this personally because this is an Akuma build. You're not typically gonna want to be using your stamina. Obviously, that's not how all hunts go, but in a vacuum, this Maximum Might plus 30% is really nice for Akuma because that extra crit's really good since you're doing barehanded attacks. Div Blessing, that's a pretty big no-brainer. This is part of the comfort on the build other than running the hammers themselves, the horns themselves. Part Breaker, it's on the build, really good for this setup for a lot of reasons. It increases damage to parts, it increases damage to destroy a wound, so obviously Flare and Part Breaker are really good in tandem. Evade Extender, I did this because, again, a little more comfort. Evade Window 2, I kept it. It's on the build. Can't really do much about it. 1 level of adaptability, so I don't have to worry about drinking cold drinks or hot drinks. And it just, level 2 is nice, but like I've had very few problems with just having level 1 because it negates effects of heat and cold. So it's, as far as I can tell, it's at the very least not making me have to eat for the heat or cold. And then I think I have like, Shock Absorber is an obvious one because I'm using a Hunting Horn, so typically the preferred play style is in group hunts. You could definitely use this build with like solo hunting and stuff, but I mean, based off of kind of more so where the devs were going for. They weren't intending on people just playing solo Akuma, and I don't think they really care too much for people playing solo. Anyways, I feel in comparison to some of the previous titles, I think there's a lot more support for wanting people to play together. And I don't know if other content creators are talking about this with this character update or anything. I know I saw a quick fucking notif that Rage Gaming had been talking about it. You know, I think he was like really big push like talking about it being game changing and stuff. And like, I mean, I'm inclined to agree with him to an extent. I don't think it's as like um I don't think it's as like huge as he's like alluding to it being personally. I think really all it's done, like this Akuma update specifically is done, is like giving people like a refresher on like a lot of the skills in the game that exist, because like all these skills in the game that people are putting on these Akuma builds aren't skills that you couldn't put on a build of your choice with a weapon of your choice. You know, it's just being emphasized because you're having to min-max with a Rarity 6 set. But this Rarity 6 set comes with some pretty cool skills and a decent armor reading, so, you know. But yeah, that's my reasoning behind the shock absorber, obviously, because then I'm not getting in people's ways when they're hitting, and they're not getting in my way when I'm hitting, because I have to be able to hit the things. If I don't hit the things, then I'm just cornering, and that's not fun. That's not the point of the build. And then, of course, this thing increases the power, extra power for your offset. So, like, yeah. I've enjoyed this build personally so far. Had some pretty good success, very few failures with it. Some of the pros and cons of this setup, before I stop fucking talking everyone's non-existent ears off and get into it. You don't get any inherent naturally effective defensive skills like off the rip with the set, as you can see, other than the heroics and evade window. This is straight up just like a part breaker setup that emphasizes on using stun damage since you are locked into the whole set. So like the defensive skilling is very limited because they want you to try to pump your damage since you're scaled down to being barehanded in some way. That's why again I wrapped around to picking hunting horns. Especially ones that combo with like maximum might. My echo bubble here for the summoning bow, obviously stamina regen. It runs health recovery small. Earplugs large is great. Like, I know a lot of people probably don't stan earplugs because it's not like an inherently useful defensive skill perceivably, since like evade window exists obviously. But like, if you're like me and you don't want to waste all that extra time fucking learning every dodge timing for every tell of a roar, because you have to think about every time a monster pauses when it tries to make a tell for a roar, you just grab something that puts earplugs on your build or throw on your Rocksteady and just ignore it for a bit. It's so much more convenient. It doesn't break the pacing of your fight a bunch, doesn't tilt you. I personally have found a lot of success with earplugs, like large, better, and World, Wild, fucking, whatever game you throw that shit in, it's nice. It's good because it lets you learn a fight without having to proactively like work around one goofy ad mechanic, which is them constantly roaring when they're pissed, because they're always gonna be pissed, you know. So, and don't get me wrong, it's not like you shouldn't learn how to roll through roars and shit like that. You should still do that, but if you're trying to just learn the monster more so and not just learn roar time rollings, just throw on earplugs, it's fine. No one should judge you for that. It's a good defensive skill. I'd argue it's better than stun res in this game. I don't see stun res getting lots of use like it did in World, comparatively speaking. And Jenny only haven't played any Rise, so I couldn't say anything about that. This also gives me affinity to health recovery. That's nice. Echo Wave. I don't use the Echo Waves mainly because again it's a fist build and then Melody of Life. It's a good skill. Good skills to have for again low rarity, you'd prefer to be running, like, I've seen people run defense boosts on this for comfort, like resistances, like that aren't specifically like the dragon res you already get naturally. Like I've seen people run ice res, water res, even thunder res, just because it's a neutral value. But I prefer running Div Blessing over all of that, just because I can pump my defense with stat boosting items still, since I'm not running like level 5 heroics. And I think the main weapon, like the feature weapon of a build like this, other than something that obviously has good crit, and good passive effects, because Slicked Blade is nice on this too, but this weapon specifically has health regen as an echo bubble skill. So not only is it a good support weapon, it dishes out good damage too. And you've got defense up large, all wind pressure negated. That's a nice one. Attack and defense up, and a large stamina use reduced. Like these are really good. Like these two hunting horns, you really don't even need to use them together. You could get away with just using one and the other. And then the best part about it is if you all understand how hunting horns work, you can keep your melody effects long enough to be able to swap to the other weapon to use those stats. So if you really want to, you could. Or what I've done is I pull out this horn, I hit like self-improvement earplugs affinity up, and then I throw up my regen bubbles for stamina, and then I pull out my blazing Gario, and then I hit like the stamina defense improvement, and then wind pressure negate attack up, and then I hit my health regen. That way all my buffs are up, and it happens in such like a smooth sequence that I can go right into using my weapon. And if my buffs drop at some point, all I have to do is back up a bit, pull out my weapon, and rebuff. It's super simple. Super duper simple. And some of the cons, I'm gonna start getting into things because I'm sure I'm talking my own brain out. Some of the cons are obviously rarity 6. So rarity 6 armor is notoriously known for I don't like any of these quests. Notoriously known for its low armor rating. So you get hit by things like the tempered creatures, and it hurts. It hurts. It'll hurt. Like if you're not using like a proper build or something. Very much so. Like this Akuma, the Akuma set's very much so like a min-maxer's wet dream, because you want to be able to balance dishing out good damage from your downscale. It's funny calling it a downscale when it's Akuma, but that's technically what it is. And then making sure you still have decent survival. I don't like any of these fights. I don't. This lobby does not have any like fun fights. Like, not even saying hard. I don't want to. I mean, this one's okay, I guess. I'm going to this one. I'm imagining they're probably fighting the Arc build first. I've always wondered that. I wonder if I should get on a separate stream and ask that question to people. What it would be like to have, or not be like to have, but what's it like when people are constantly just chasing after the hard creature first, and not just killing the obviously easier fight off the rip? I've always just kind of wondered about that. I personally don't understand it, simply just because I grew up being the type of kid that was told to warm up before, you know, any sort of like competition or anything to do with like competing or doing stuff. So I always figured doing something a bit light would be more appropriate in the context of getting ready to do something heavy work. And comparatively speaking, a tempered Chotacabra is not gonna be a tougher fight than a tempered Arcfeld. So let's see what they're already at the tempered Arcfeld. See, yeah, that confuses me, like, because then it's like, then on the off chance you get beat the crap out of by the Arcfeld, you're just shit out of luck. Like, you know, like, because then you just get bullied by the Arcfeld. You don't even give yourself a chance to warm up for the Chotacabra at that point. Did I just net neutral on getting to the? Okay, I didn't think so. Thought I grabbed the same fucking camp twice like an idiot. Jesus. What am I using, Gario? Swap. Because they're fighting the harder thing first. Like, I don't understand it personally. Simply just because I feel like killing a Chotacabra in like 5 minutes and then going to fight the Arc Build with more warm-ups. More on like the sensible side, but that's just a personal opinion. Some people maybe just want to get the hard shit out the way so they can coast into the easy way. Maybe I just need to learn to be more accepting of that. I didn't press that button, that was silly. They're short. What's funny is I probably should be playing on the other account, and then because I don't have my self-promo communication loadout set up on this. I have the check me out on Twitch when I don't have the check me out. I'm also on YouTube one. I kind of forgot about that. It's mainly because I don't stream to YouTube. It doesn't seem to be like imperative to do that all the time. I mean, I probably should work on a schedule between going to YouTube and Twitch back and forth, and then posting the highlights of the Twitch stream onto the YouTube. That's what I should be doing. But short broadcasts aren't bad either on YouTube. I can probably just play this on an hour and supplement it with some other Twitch broadcasts. Man, my death perception is oh, yeah, that's what I see, and that's why I didn't want to join the fight, because I wanted to be a little bit like more into the fight. Because now we're just gonna go bully a Chotacabra in like a minute. And I woefully underestimated, like, again, how well a hunting horn set up, even with a funny little melee build like this, works with, that's not the right... Wait, what? Why is there... Hold on. Fucking crazy, that's what it is. Just that there's 2 tempered Chotacabras on the map. Bro, how y'all ain't got no camps? Alright, buddy. He said, of course I don't have a camp. I'm going to use the Windsong Village. All I'm going to say is, I'm going to repeat myself too, probably. If people are SOSing or requesting help in hunts, they need to just get the camps. Make everyone's life easier, make your own life easier, just get the camps. Because if you don't get the camps, you're just making it harder for everybody else to travel. Including yourself. Like, that's the real thing. If it has to be because of a selfish reason, let it be because of a selfish reason. That's fine. Because you're just going to make everyone else better. Yeah, like 1 level shock observer, or no, level 1 shock observer. Just being able to... The one time I don't have stuff. wouldn't buy the Gypsaurus. Damn, this thing is actually gonna hurt. This thing's notorious for being obnoxious too. That's why I always hate about Gypsaurus. Never hard fight. Always in the way. Always. I'm just gonna take a full recovery actually. Take this one. This build is not designed to be used with earplugs, or not earplugs, used with heroics. I'm just saying that right now. This build is designed to sustain yourself, so you can keep doing damage with like maximum might. It's actually why this hammer exists. But I also have a very complete version of this set I could probably show people too that are more interested in like not having to use support weapons necessarily. Then you hit these guys with the classic. Oh, do I not have my? Gosh, I just do not know what I'm doing anymore apparently. How unprofessional. Oh, it's right here. Why is it in the bottom middle? Ew. Here, do that number, and then we go. Yikes.
Akuma wins!
A camera succeeded. Hunter symbol, fucking everything? Thank you. Always appreciate that. Not the account I need it on, but... Hey, small shot of Cobra, I appreciate that too. That's very nice. Alright, well. That was fun. Just keep lobby surfing. That looks good. Looks good. Actually, I am kind of looking for the things with more rewards, as opposed to just the hard fights, because I do plenty of hard fights for enough people to watch. You know what? Why not? Accept and prep. Oh, they're already in the quest. Sure, that's fine. Man, Kunafa just be killing it with meal vouchers apparently. Oh, he looks so goofy eating like this, dog. Melted cheese ball on the bread. Alright, I respect that. It's probably the most carbs Akuma's consumed in like months, not years. Like, there's no way Akuma eats carbs like that when he's always walking around killing things. There's no way. I also need to realize what my fucking just overtakes my ability to hear myself talk over these headphones. Oh, it's the Raytheon. Is this camp closer? I don't think any of these camps are close. I'm just gonna keep running. Should I be farming investigations for group hunts? Yes. Am I going to? Probably not. Probably not for a while yet still. Actually, this is interesting. They're hunting the Raytheon first. I respect weapons. This is not my Normally I actually just fucking stop. So I know this is gonna be Oh, I didn't get hit. Oh, I suck at the game. What am I actually playing? Hold on, what song was I trying to play with that? That was weird. Just give myself Now I'm actually just gonna play Hunting Horn for a second. Sorry, Jesus. I just felt like my brain like it's enough feeling for the team. Damn it, ran. One of the other cons of this particular build, if you are not prepared properly to use your buffs, or if you just do not know how to use the buffs, fights will transition with or without you attacking the monster. Granted, that was 3 people already in the quest, so that makes a lot more sense. But sometimes the learning curve will definitely make you feel a bit discouraged from using these classes. But it should disconnect. There it is. There's the disconnect. Now I get to sit in this goofy at 10-15 minutes. The crappy support hunters. I missed that. Oh no. Oh, I guess I could have. Yeah, that was an offset. But the fireball hit you right in your ass, bro. I was wondering when the disconnect was gonna show up. That's unfortunate too. It's genuinely unfortunate. Let's just get the fucking... I could catch this thing, but I don't have trap equipment, I don't think. Which is super stupid of me. Yeah, shoot down here. Oh my god, I got shit, dude. I'm trying to get this done since I ended up getting fucking thrown into a non-player entity support. This thing just flew to me, okay. Buddy wanted, like, every little ounce of smoke there was to have. The fuck did I just witness? And I do it again, and I do it again. And I do it again. I did the same motion. And fuck up my goddamn... I guess my brain is just not on right now, that's fine. Just wait for it again, because it's going to turn into this. get to go past it. Can I offset that? Oh, I wanted that too. Dodge. Gotta start dodging. I suppose I get hit by that. That power move is intense. Oh, I fucked up. Just the tip. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I guess I'll just fight. This thing's just gonna chase me. Even when I'm in multiplayer mode with actual human players, the AI just finds some glorious way to fucking. Ugh, she offset the fuck out of him. Oh, come on, bro. That's just that, and that's also another con. I'm glad I actually got to show you guys that your heroics does not help you on these builds unless you're using it for the defense boost. Like, it's very subtle. Yeah, we got big crown boot gear on the engine. I didn't know you could pick quests that gave those. I thought that was random. I'll have to check that. God, that's so frustrating too. I was being greedy. That's okay.
Yosh, imada.
If I pull it off, it looks good. I know I got my card. That's how brother. I just need to know these hitboxes a little better. It's all close range. So if you... What are you hitting me with? Okay, now I'm just convinced the game's out to just make me look bad. You're not even aiming for me and I'm getting my shit rocked, brother. What the fuck? Ain't no way you... Man, I'm not gonna bother. I think we're running again. This must be the fucking... Bitch ass fucking hard build this time around, I swear. Yeah, no, like, that boost does not do shit for you. Unless you have it with a boost on this build. That's why it frustrates me, because it's like heroics is not good for this build. Not this build, it's just not good for the set. The armor, it's like the one thing on it. But I'm sure there'll be a bunch of heroic stands that will be like, you're just bad at the game. Why can't you play at 30%, 35% or whatever? Like, it's not the point. It's trying to set it up without getting fucking one-tapped fights. That shit like that. I should have had a heroics proc and survived that attack. I'm sure at the right armor rating, I survived it no problem. If I put my armor rating this high, I say that right now, like almost 500. Yeah, our armor rating's almost like 500. I'm pretty sure most of those boosts. Nigga, what is that like? Okay. Okay. No, I don't know what you're thinking of anymore. This fight's got so weird. Let's take it. I really needed buttons for the actual 1,000 deaths card. Maybe I didn't want to dodge. Maybe I just want to get constantly hit by the arc bow. Maybe you guys can think about that. Maybe homeboy gets tired of dodging attacks all the time. Actually, what's funny is this is just a stamp regen. This doesn't even give me the... Do not like sitting here. See, okay, but if your chains are on that, shouldn't he be... I'm about to say, if his chains are on that, shouldn't he be fucking... It's gonna be okay. The one time my heroics actually does. Like I say, heroics only really help into the block. Otherwise, it's kind of missed. I guess I should stop, like, selling short on gold, though. I'm not even using it. Steady, I can totally be using like that. Like, you were not aiming for me, and I still get hit by a strike. When they made 8-star tempered creatures, I didn't think they were just gonna make the hitboxes more obnoxious to deal with. I figured they'd actually give us like something. I didn't press that either. That's a misclick. That was a really big misclick. That right there, like that. No, it's not. Those dead creatures. Man, I'm just. I wish I didn't have support hunters. I'm not gonna lie. Having to split the load between AI is not the play. I was just hoping to play with actual people as well. Just not have to be kicked out of the. Because the funny part about this whole thing too is I'm just not in the. I'm just not in their match anymore. Oh, I should probably be looking at the game. Smack you once, just not mad at you. God, this thing's... Am I just that tired right now? That's probably what it is. We should just go to bed. I'll try this again. I'll wake up. I think most of these fights are just waiting for the damn thing to hold still long enough to get a good few shots. Or just not being so dumb as to fucking get hit with this. Fucker runs a lot too, though, I've noticed. I wonder what they changed. I need to check the patch notes and stop being such a whiny bitch about it. Actually see what they made different about the game. I don't care about that pop-up camp. This isn't my lobby. This is someone else's. Do I still take damage from fire? I don't. So level 1 adaptability is actually all you need. That's nice to know. It's solid information. Do I have a trap to catch this thing with? I don't. Tinge shock. Yeah, no thunderbug capacitors. We're not fighting this thing anymore. I'm already, like, admittedly, I automatically kind of switch to tilt Q whenever I get disconnected from shit, because it's just automatically obnoxious getting disconnected from hunts. I was actually tempted just to quit the hunt after that. Not because I can't finish it, it's because it's just such a hassle to want to have to sweat on a fun build. Granted, it's Akuma. You know, that's kind of like me just kind of trolling myself there. Complaining about playing a technical character, even with the simplicity of it being just hit your button combo, do a short U input. Because it really is just as simple as fucking... I didn't mean to click that either, but that's whatever, it's just a potion. It really is as simple as just fucking short U. Oh, short U. That's it. Or it's just this, or it's short U. Right? Or it's just this, into this, and short U. You know, or they say you can cancel your short U, or you can cancel inputs with like the emote, and if you end it with the combo finisher, it's the short U. But like, I don't care for the. But it always ends with the short U. You can't just insta short U without the emote. And the emote doesn't do as much damage. It's very weak in comparison. It only turns into the Goshoryu off the end of combo strings. That's why it's important. Why did I go to a camp, start talking, and then to make the shock trap? Didn't even grab a shock trap. Come to think of it. My Securit is notoriously known for not being able to, not being able to make it to me in a proficient amount of time. It's really funny. Restock. Do I even have capacitors? Yikes. I do. I have plenty of these. I should just crap. Wait, do I have traps? Can I just put a trap in my inventory? Can I just make them later? I do just have traps for this. Okay. Wait, do I have restock on everything? Gosh. This is probably the one time where I should stop being woefully underprepared for a fight. Especially when it's like... Damn, they really just did not give me... I'm pretty sure these are not my camps, because I don't think the game automatically just shifts when it swaps you out of a multiplayer lobby into a single player lobby, multiplayer lobby with oh come on, you woke up. What horseshit is this? Buddy boy woke up. That's always fucking fun, I guess. I pressed the button. I don't want to see that. Not the 30-minute mark. Yikes. Yikes. I promised the build's better than that. I was just playing that bad.
Akuma wins.
I'm sure an actual hunting horn main probably would slap fucking cakes with this shit, though. I'm not gonna lie. Straight slap cakes. Rewards are nice, so I'm not complaining. That's like a third. That's good rewards for 30 minute hunt, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Can't be too mad when you get put in tilt queue, especially in a PvE game. I definitely gotta use the bathroom though here in a second. Oof. Should I play? No, it's fine. So now I'm thinking, is it really just? Yeah, I just need to be more not confident, just be more consistent in my buffing and my buff ordering. Because earplugs into affinity boost, into defense boost, into stamina boost or regen boost, into like, and of course the bubbles get tossed in there between swaps. So stamina regen first, and then health regen second, or just whatever you got out. I think before I use the bathroom and keep talking about other stuff, I also use the War Conga because it has Horn Maestro on it, which is really nice, and it gets an attack affinity up bubble, which is really nice. It also comes with like defense up large, melody of life, which is always nice, stamina use reduced large, health recovery and antidote, like health recovery medium plus antidote, which is also really good too. Like War Conga is pretty slept on, I feel like, for hunting horns in some cases, and it works really well with the Akuma armor skill set. So something to take into consideration. This one's pretty obvious, I feel like, with them having the event monster be an Arjicon, so this is a clear pick of, you know, preference for hunting horns. Earplug small. evasion movement speed up echo bubble. That's really nice. Attack up large. That's an obvious one. Environmental damage negated. That's a good one too. If you're that hard up for having better movement, I guess having the aquatic oil still, you know, is nice too. But I don't see it being great compared to just having just the fucking, like, you could remove that ability, in my opinion, and you would have still pretty much the same quality of hunting horn at that point. Like, I don't see too much utility in that oil silt stuff or aquatic stuff. I'm assuming it's like a straight boost to mobility though when you're in those environments, so depending on how you play it, it's probably really good. I say probably because I genuinely wouldn't know personally. I don't typically fight in those areas long enough for the aquatic, like, oil silt to really do a neg to me. I don't think anybody really does. I really don't. Anyways, I will be back very shortly. I'm gonna try to take too much time.
Atike? Kahizasheye.
Whoa.
Jenhewa?
Io fece risa serla. Cesa queona. 제상.
뭐 예르세예.
전문가 아쿠메.
슈고비 메이헤.
무슨 대기히 해제.
제발.
배워 킨루체.
제발. 제발. 기누라티예.
제자비 메이헤.
르카제루. 교템 요즘. 디라사.
옆에 제 레이서 세알라. 여기. 제발.
르카제루.
무슨 대기히 해제.
디라사. 기네.
올기에 누르마. 오, 스라우.
天平はなあやかぶら
Ibarishi Shoshi.
マッカドゥ
Debar. Debar.
Kazeru.
Mebun Shibu. Cessa Peona. 올키에 도르마.
레브치메. 기누라 메이헤.
야하.
바. 에? 아티케?
가기사 세예. 구이디세.
메 분신분.
와.
나키아타스메이에.
아.
비라사.
나키아타스메이. 차이나.
아,
이게 도다해요.
젠해와.
이바후 제예.
야하. 아,
디니
짬가.
차차.
아후메. 예, 제삼. 키누라티에.
도템 묘중.
슈고비 메이헤. va?
기술.
Kinratsie.
옆에째 레이서 셀라. 배워 흰부채.
The ball. Ni baf cheie.